Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Board Game video. Today's video is dedicated to reviewing Prifes units over in JP. So the reason why we're going to be reviewing some JP units, Prifes particularly, is because I feel like they're the best units in JP for the most part, right? And they can help you out if you start your experience in JP. And a lot of confusion is around characters like Princess, Yuri, Princess Pecorine, all those princesses. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This is your disclaimer. We're switching to JP. Here we are in JP. First one we're going to cover is Christina because she's one of the first Prefest units. We're in map 10 right now. We're just going to show off her skills and everything. Now, the reason why I like Christina so much is because you saw right there, she just boosted her TP by herself and she instantly UB'd the pretty much monsters that are appearing, and that's why she's going to be one of the best. She is just a monster when it comes to dealing single target damage. She's a monster when it comes to boosting her own TP. Now, she does have her unique equipment, so she is obviously better when she does her like self TP boosting, but not to mention she can also do her like physical defense breaks and all that stuff. So she's just a monstrous character. She's casting her UB like left and right. You can see here like she has like some regen going on as well. She's just really one of the best characters in the game. I can't wait for her to come out and pretty much release. Let's go ahead and skip this stuff because you can obviously see Christina is definitely one of the best characters. We won't really too much breakdowns on like their actual like skills and stuff because, well, I'd rather feel like you should see them in action. That way you can get a taste of like how they actually are. Now, Miyumi here is a very interesting character because she is not really self-reliant in some ways. She's more reliant on TP batteries like Saren, someone like Yuri, someone boosting her up. You can see here taking her a little bit to get her Union Burst going. She's dying much quicker than Christina. Granted, she's lower ranks and everything. But the thing is, this is where Miyumi has some of her faults and some of her strength, right? She has one of the best DPS potential in the entire game because when she casts her UB, it's pretty much like a meter. You can see here, and so long as it's up, she can pretty much stay on the field and deal probably the highest damage within the game, or some of the highest damage. But the thing is without that sword, she's not as good. Now, obviously, you can tell here that she's doing much faster work than Christina. She's definitely way more effective. That AoE is a pretty big deal. Just note that her survivability isn't as great. Yes, she's lower ranks, but she's dealing more than enough DPS. Hopefully, she can kill this. I'm just kind of curious. All right, cool. And she was able to creep her great sword at the very end. And you can see right there, definitely a great character. But I don't think she's going to be newbie friendly like the way Christina is, right? So I made the mistake of trying to go for her in the beginning, and I think she's great. She's fantastic. But the thing is she's just not a character that's going to be swinging out the gate like Christina was. Granted, Christina took a while to kill things, but there's that, right? Let's go ahead and cover Neneca. Now, when it comes to Neneca, she is going to be like a sort of combination character between like your normal magic DPS, between Yuri, and also between, technically speaking, Summer Carry, because she has some magic defense down. Just note here that she's not going to be like a super amazing DPS, but she's going to be like one of the best characters to pretty much go for right at the gate. You can see there she's kind of dying, so, well, I guess you can just sort of watch it. She's not really meant there to be like by herself and stuff, but for the most part, she's going to be pretty good overall on any team, I would have to say, because her TP boost and her magic defense break, it's unique to her. She's the only character that can do it, and I would say she's a pretty much unit that you need for any magical team in the entire game. Alright, so as far as like Princess like Kokoro and then Labarita, these are like two support units. Let's go ahead and just run them together. Now, when it comes to Princess Kokoro, she's pretty much one of the best healers and like TP boosters in the entire game. Everyone can use her, as a general healer. She's just going to be great overall. Like, she's the character that most people would definitely want to reroll for if you just want like a fantastic healer. Now, when it comes to Labarita, she's more of a mid-game unit. Kokoro works at like any level of the game, and same thing with Neneca, by the way. It's just that Neneca revolves more around like magic teams. But when it comes to like Labarita, I feel like she highlights more of herself during the mid game just because more gear aligns towards her. Just note that she is going to be the only one that can actually boost speed out of all of the princesses, I believe. And she's definitely one of the best when it comes to just supporting everyone. I feel like she could be better than Kokoro in some ways, just because of the fact that that speed boost is really essential for most characters. And Kokoro can like TP boost, but we have a bunch of characters that can do that, like Neneca. But then again, Kokoro is the only one that can actually heal folks, so there's that, right? It's up to you which one that you want to use. You can use both at the same time. You could use Neneca as well. It's just that from my experience that it's not good to have too many supports at the same time, and they technically fill two different roles where Kokoro can heal and Labarita can speed things up a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about Princess Pecorine. She's probably the best tank in the game in the early game, right? She's going to be one of the best units in the early game, and I feel like she's definitely the unit to roll for newer players. You know, just because she can deal like insane amounts of damage. She's more of a DPS and less of a tank, and that's what makes her like really great. She's the only tank that can do stuff like this. But at the same time, her defenses aren't the best. She will get outscaled by someone like June or someone like Edo Kuka, like in the future, right, when you get her. And it's one of those things where I want her to be good in the later game. What happens is she gets overwhelmed by opponents, you know, too many people attacking her at once. Her heal's not triggering fast enough, and she ends up dying. So it's just one of those things where she's really great. Her animation is some of the best, and I wish she was good forever. She pretty much cleared like the first 20 chapters. With her, the game was absolute easy mode, but then again, you should also technically be borrowing like a support from like a level 190 player, because they're going to be helping you out quite a bit when it comes to stuff in story mode. Alright, let's go ahead and go into Princess Yuri. She's going to be the premier unit that you want when it comes to anything PvP related, and that's about it. Like, she's not going to be used in story. She can use her for like dungeon and stuff. You can see here she's gonna die, but then she does this, and then she's just gonna wipe, well, most of the team. She's much better in PvP, you know, that's her main usage, but for the most part, she is definitely one of the best characters. I feel like everyone should have a copy of her if you want to push PvP some days. She just carries like everything when it comes to PvP, and it would be a mistake not to grab like one copy of her. IMO, she's definitely one of the most useful characters. Alright, Princess Yuri. Now this character, she looks like she's going to like absolutely carry you through the game. She is a clan battle character. By that I mean she boosts herself. You saw her there. She's pretty much increasing her own stats, and while she's like very good at like single target damage, she does not have any sustain. She pretty much died right there. Compared to like Mumi and Christina, she is rather underwhelming towards like capabilities. Just note that her like best place is clan battle, so long as she stays alive, she's going to be dealing like the best DPS. And I made like this mistake. Note that like my Yuri is like 5-star, right? My Christina was 5-star, my Mumi was technically what, 3-star? And it goes to show that Princess Yuri has some work to be done on her. Like, she could be a little bit better. Let's go ahead and run Prifes Karu, the latest Prifes units that's just released. Technically, it's like a single target character. Technically, you know, you don't really need her. In my opinion, she's just there for, you know, you have Princess Karu and you want like a magical DPS. I wouldn't put her in the same place as Yuri, but, you know, probably in the similar area as like Neneca, where it's like you have a magical team in particular and she can be used there. Honestly, she's a fantastic character, and you know, it goes to show like some characters, they're just meant for story mode at the same time. So characters like Christina, she just shines really well. I highly recommend her. If you were to reroll for anything, right, I would probably suggest Labarita, Christina, and then Neneca and Pekka. Like, these 4 units, I feel like they would serve you the best. And then if you want someone PvP related, you can have Yuri, right? But even then, you can like get yourself a 5-star Nozomi, you know, right off the gate via dungeon. So those were like pretty much my reviews of all of like the Prifes units. When it came down to it, I feel like those were the characters I would have picked at the very end. They are the characters that I feel like had the most utility and most usefulness. Now, I wanted to pick someone like, you know, Princess Kokoro, but there hasn't been any times where her heals, or I haven't really used her. I left her in yellow and all that stuff. And most of the time, I'm using someone like Yuri or Nozomi can do the heals, or, you know, she's just not someone that I saw myself using too much in the game. For me, particularly. I wish I used like Kokoro more, but it just wasn't in a situation where, you know, Princess Pecorine was dying. She was usually more than enough to heal herself. But alright, let's go ahead and jump here into some PvP and talk about more stuff right here. Alright, you can see here Kaori doing some DPS, and I think we're going to be okay. We have a Shizuru on deck here, so this might make the team a little bit more tankier, but I feel like we'll be fine. Defense, we missed the defense breaks. We mixed the UB. That's actually pretty huge considering it all. Alright, oh well, Akari's still here, so never mind. So long as Akari's still alive, everything's gonna be okay. Just because, like, you know, she just makes magic DPS like rain. Not to mention her UB grants some heals. Everyone's sustain is just a little bit better. You know, wait, it's just kind of surprising, like, what one unit can do. The way she, like, breaks Miyako teams and breaks any team that has, like, some sort of, like, magical defense trying to, like, be present. Kari will just pretty much break it. So if you're wondering, like, the key unit to like that team is just mostly Akari, like, doing her thing in the back and folks like kind of sleeping on her. She's kind of like one of the best units in PvP and kind of built to counter PvP in some ways. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into here, see if we can take down this team, and we'll go pretty much with that. I saw that 5-star Reno. I don't know if we can take it, but we can definitely try. So hopefully things go well here. Alright, we got some... Damn, this team is a little scary. Well, everyone's fine. We just got stunned in the beginning there. Come on, Kaori, don't miss. Nice, that's some nice hefty damage right there into the enemy team Miyako. Mimi, let's go ahead. Okay, Mitsuki, yes, 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 don't miss. Very nice. Right, we're not missing, which is pretty good. And okay, we just missed there. That's fine, that's to be expected. Alright, Mimi, do your thing. Alright, no damage on the freaking Miyako. Oh gosh, come on, Saren. Saren? Alright, I'm not very confident anymore because they still have like their tanks and stuff, and the team is definitely going to be going down very slowly. Ouchie, ouch, ouch. Alright, well, that's to be expected. They had better defenses, I believe, on that one. I didn't stack enough defense breaks, I guess, and we're missing like the essential ones because so long as that Miyako's alive, we're not getting through the team. Alright, this is just, that's Mage Melt, you know, I got Mage Melted by Reno. That's to be expected. This is what you're supposed to never do. Bring a Mage Melt team against Reno because Reno absolutely is made to break you in half with these. So we're definitely not winning this one. It was fun to see how Reno comp just absolutely melts mages, right? It's the complete opposite when it comes to mages trying to melt Reno. Okay. So that is it. That is today's video. Did some PvP as we always do. Talked about some Prifes units, all my thoughts on them. You know, I highly recommend going for Christina. She has been one of the MVPs, but make sure to use your support. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 12,500 subs, we'll be doing that giveaway. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.